Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Malikicowtipper, going to bring you another game of StarCraft 2. Tonight my opponent will be Nemisis, so definitely an interesting game that I'm going to have for you guys, and just going to bring up a few, I don't know if I want to call it points within the game or whatever, but ZvZ, I've casted enough of these and I've stated it pretty clearly, I think every time I've played a ZvZ, that this gameplay, this matchup right here is really about a rock paper scissors type formula, and we're gonna illustrate that very well right now. And right now I'm like, dude, you've got the Kerrigan icon. I think that's like 1,000 wins in 1v1 to get Kerrigan, which is pretty impressive, all things considering. That my opponent Nemisis has over 2,000, I think it's like 2,200 played games, when I'm just barely approaching that 800 mark. So I play the game pretty heavily, so this guy definitely plays the game a lot at that point. Probably almost 3 times as much as I do, which is absolutely ridiculous. And these are the kind of players that, it's interesting that he's only at about 16, almost 1,700 points as far as it goes in his league, which I'm actually up to about 1670 right now. So definitely been having a lot of luck just refining my strategy, getting better at my macro game. Just it seems like every time I lose, and I can learn this especially from the Protoss, is I just look at it and it's like, wow, you fast expanded, but 6 minutes into the game, you're just barely getting your main base fully saturated. I mean, that really has to change if you're going to go that kind of play, especially if they're going to do like some type of 4-gate push against you. You just got to get drones there. You got to get the drones, you got to get queens at both bases right away, because that just increases that larva production. You need that larva production just to get the minerals to support what you're going to have to fend off. So I'll actually be going for a 15 extractor, 14 hatch build. And Nemisis over here, I've got a scout over here, and I saw this worker over here, so I'm assuming the fast expand, and he's doing exactly what I like to do. It's just a 16 expand, and then he'll probably drop down a 15 geyser pretty soon right now, or he saves up right for the spawning pool. This is the first time I've viewed this replay, so we're going to see the pool going down very quickly right over here. Kind of a long rush distance, but not that big of a deal. And we are spawned cross positions on Lost Temple, so pretty good rush distance, and this actually favors fast expanding pretty nicely until we get Zergling speed, where, it doesn't matter how big the map is, it only takes them, like, blink of an eye to clear it. But having that expansion up, knowing that he's going for that macro build, I feel safe laying down like a 16 expand. And I'll be able to put out a few units worth of lings. You can see right here I'm pushing out 4 Zerglings, and his pool's still got a little bit of way to go. And, wow, Nemisis is messaging me after the game right now. That's a little harsh on his part right there. I wonder if that's going to show up in the replay. So this game did erupt in a feud of words at the end. Neither, he was not happy at the end of this game, so I guess I apologize if that ruins it. I will end up winning this game, so please don't turn off just because you know what the outcome is of the game. But there was definitely a good little thrash session that me and him had in the online chat at the end, and he's still continuing to poke at me, and I've got my parental filters on just because I don't like to look at that stuff. I don't like foul language. I'm just kidding. I fucking love foul language. But everybody, this is StarCraft 2. Let's be professional about this and save that for Xbox Live. Xbox Live is the perfect place to trash talk. So, taking a look at this, because he's pumped out a decent number of lings, his early economic build, hasn't really given him that much of a favor in terms of workers right now. He is up on me by 1, but throwing down a spine crawler, and that's probably just because he expects some early aggression from me as far as that goes. We check out the production right now. My speed is about halfway done. He has not started his yet. I've got 8 more units worth of lings to compensate for the number of lings I saw him build out, and both of us getting our queens basically right at the same time. Now, I did choose to go for banglings, so what I'm doing is I'm actually morphing 4 banglings right here. And if I can get banglings in, especially before this is completed, these zerglings, they're food at that point. And I'm running just a few more lings up here, and they're still very slow. At this point in the game, without their speed, they just feel like they crawl around the map, which realistically they don't. They're faster than most of the units that other races have to offer, and we're both doing the same thing. They're parking overlords outside of each other's base, trying to get an idea for what's going on. So I'm going to poke in here now that my speed is completed, and just see what's going on. Let's check out this income right now. He's at 21 to 20, so pretty even income as far as that goes. And I'm actually going to use my banglings just to blow up this spine crawler. And I didn't manage to damage anything else now. My speedlings, I'm going to run them off just because I know I can get them out safely. And maybe not the best use of my, banglings right there, but he's going to have to use another worker, sacrifice that economy just a little bit, and throw down another spine crawler. So I guess that does cost him minerals, it does cost him mining time. And if anything, going for this kind of build, it's very easy to fend off early Ling aggression with just a few spine crawlers, because it takes Ling so much time to kill these guys. And right now, as you can see, I'm pushing hard back with my zerglings, and because we're both building up a lot of military forces, his speed is just about ready to complete. And I'm morphing quite a few banglings right now that... And I love this, just putting the queens up in front of the ramp, telling them to hold position. This can do a lot as far as stopping this, because banglings do shit against queens, zerglings, especially with the spine crawler here. This is a well thought out, well prepared defense. It's not going to be easy for me just to do a run by and get into this, but you know what, if I get an idea in my mind, I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to try it, just for the hell of it. I can see that he's actually running a large group of speedlings toward my base. At this point, you know what, I say fuck it. If we're going to do a base trade, I'm going to run in there, I'm going to see what's going on. So this isn't really what I wanted to see right here, the fact that he's got, queens blocking that right there. He's got those spine crawlers. I'm actually going to use that spine crawler, but I force him to pull his lings back because he just doesn't want me to blow up everything. And I can't say necessarily blame him, but what I'm effectively doing right now, I will lose most of these speedlings. He's going to clean that up pretty good. He's morphing 22 more units worth of speedlings. I'm morphing 16. His rally point's still set out in the front of his base, and he's got to rebuild that spine crawler again for the second time. So I'm morphing these banglings. Now, what he's going to do right here is he's actually going to do a run-by, and he's not going to focus down those banglings, which makes me very happy. My units of speedlings are out. I've got my queen here. They're easily going to pop my queen. But while he's running around doing all this, my speedlings are just going to picking up a few hits, just like tag, 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 guys, tag, tag, and he's going to run into my workers, and, my speedlings, just in the chaos that ensues through here. I'll bring my banglings up, they clean that up very nicely, and I actually came out of that favored quite heavily, because I was able to kill a good number of his workers back here on the second expansion, and clean up his group of lings. We check out the units lost right now. I'm way behind, actually. That's not cool, just probably from throwing out a lot of banglings, but he's moving out another group worth of speedlings, and they're not going to be able to do that much that I've got that group of banglings there. And my group of speedlings is 20 plus strong, his under 20, so I should be able to clean this little group up right there. And just going to pull them back, neither of us just like tag, tag. That's what zerglings, they love to just play tag with each other. It's so much fun. He's doing a good job spreading his creep, and I am not spreading creep, screw creep. Who needs creep in Zerg versus Zerg? So he's going for a Spire, but I can't really say I agree with this strategy, because this is a one base, effectively speaking. You're on one base right now. He's got a lot of larvae, he's got a lot of gas, so I mean, he can easily pop 5 or 6 mutas, and right here, I've got enough lings to clean up his lings, and I've got banglings here, which are definitely good, but just there's only so much you can reasonably do at this point when he's got queens and these other lings here, and I'm going to need more banglings to break this open, and that spine crawler is probably actually going to manage to pick off one of my banglings, and not a good exchange when you trade a bangling for a zergling, but I'm just going to morph a crap ton of these guys, and right now he's morphing a bunch of mutas, hoping to get these guys out. I've got a few banglings patrolling over here. Hopefully if any zerglings run by, they're just going to be like, boom, and blow everyone up, because that's what we like to see. So the income is favoring me. I am throwing down a second extractor right now, because I will be preparing to move into a different type of build pretty soon. But now that I've got a decent number of banglings, I figure at this point I'm just going to brute force my way straight through these queens. I'm going to use these banglings to blow them up and do a run by. That's kind of my plan right now, but actually these zerglings are going to do a really good job at just cleaning up that queen, and that queen gets killed there as well. Now I lost almost everything in that, but I'm going to be able to do a lot of damage as long as I can catch these workers up here. All those zerglings down, these zerglings picking off just a lot of workers right here, and his mutas are just chilling over here. That's a huge miss micro on his part, and yeah, he's completely missing that right there. So the mutas will do an easy job cleaning that up, but he's down to 16 harvesters right now, and I've effectively kept him on one base. Even though he has this expansion, I don't necessarily need to kill it right now, but seeing his mutas, I am starting to morph an evo chamber. I do have more queens on the way right now, and I should be pulling my overlords back. And what I'm actually going to do, since these lings do me no good, I'm going to run my lings toward his base. Now, he would love, if he's going to pop my queen there, not a problem, and he would love to sit here and pop drones, pop overlords all day long, but he's really got to get his mutas back to his base right now. because without his mutas at his base, I'm actually literally going to rip everything apart. So he's got a few mutas there just poking away, and what I'm going to do, the goal is to get in here, grab some workers, and then once those workers start to run away, get the Spire. Now this is going to be really important right here. I split my lings and keep a small group working on the Spire, but he's like, I've got to save my workers. My workers are getting eaten alive, and there's just not a good compromise for him at this point. There's too many lings on the field. They move too fast from creep, and I'm just able to clean a lot of that up, and all this is doing right now is buying me time where my lings can snipe the Spire